Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VP. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the 10th round of the 1958 season, the Italian Grand Prix. It was held on the 7th of September, it had 21 entries, all of them took part in the race, 14 however ended up retiring. The race consisted of 70 laps completed in 2 hours, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Stirling Moss started from pole with Brooks in second, Hawthorne in third, Evans fourth and Gendebian fifth. Brooks drove a magnificent race to win the Italian Grand Prix. Hawthorne finished in second, 24.2 seconds later. Phil Hill crossed the finish line in third, he was 28.3 seconds behind. Mastin Gregory shared his car with Carroll Shelby, who finished in fourth, he was 1 lap down. And rounding off the top 5 was Roy Salvadori, who was 8 laps behind. The fastest lap of the race was posted by Phil Hill, and he did it in 1 minute 42.9 seconds. We're back in Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, where a lap starts off with a very long run down into turn 1, a fast open right-hander called Curva Grande. Next we have Roggia, a fast left-hander. This brings us into a double apex right-hander called the Lesmo. Take your time through here as the barriers are very close to the track and it doesn't take much to make a mistake. Next we have Curva Via Leone, the corner that claimed the life of the late great Alberto Ascari. It is a high-speed left-hander. Don't let the car run too wide through here as it could be the last thing you do. Lastly we come into Parabolica, a 180-degree corner that tightens as you go. This brings us back onto the main straight and that is a lap around the Monza circuit. And here we are in qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix, starting from the garage this time because why the hell not? I actually want to show you something stupid I did. As I come out of the pits, I kind of hit the building there because I came in too tight, but eventually I managed to find myself around the circuit and post our first qualifying time of 1:42.28. Not very good, although not too bad either. I managed to improve on this however, and next we set a 1:42.21, which is about a 700th of a second faster lap, so not a big improvement, but still an improvement. And finally I managed to set a 1:42.11, which again not a big improvement, but it's still an improvement and should help us in the long run. But this is the end of qualifying after this because, well, I couldn't, as much as I tried, I couldn't do anything. And here are the previous Italian Grand Prix winners. We haven't won here since 1953. That means we haven't won at all on the modern circuit. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can do that here today. The weather is quite nice, so hopefully it will hold up unlike what we saw in Germany. But anyway, here we have the grid walk and we have Tony Brooks on pole with Mastin Gregory in second, Bruce McLaren third, Stirling Moss fourth and Mike Hawthorne rounding off the top 5. Lewis Evans is in 6th, Harry Schell 7th, 8th Maurice Trintignant, Andy Higgs in 9th, 10th is Phil Hill, 11th is Luigi Musso followed by Jack Brabham in 12th. 13th is Wolfgang von Trips followed by Olivier Gendebian in 14th. 15th is Juan Manuel Fangio. Jean Berra 16th, Graham Hill 17th. 18th is Roy Salvadori. 19th Joe Bonnier and Peter Collins, who obviously along with Luigi Musso aren't actually racing, is 20th. So here we are for the Italian Grand Prix, a big race here because this could actually settle the championship, at least in terms of the Drivers' Championship. And we had a pretty decent start. We already move up into 7th. I'm trying to overtake Mike Hawthorne and I do it, so we move up into 6th before we even reach turn 1. That's 3 positions, quite nicely done. And here we are coming into Curva Grande, chasing after Lewis Evans. Hopefully we can overtake him as well. However, at the moment it seems that he's pulling away quite easily, so it seems that he has more well, not only him but everyone in front of us has more power in their car, so that could be a problem here as we come into Lesmo 1 and everyone loses control of their cars, and I kind of hit everyone, so I kind of get stuck here. And now everyone's pushing me around because why the bloody hell not? But we finally break through and we lose a bunch of positions. We are down in 10th, actually 11th, because Peter Collins overtakes us. However, he immediately loses control of his car, so we move back up into 10th. And here is another look at the start. Pretty decent on my end, although it could have been obviously better, but you can't have all of it. And we see, I believe, a Cooper there in the back losing control of their car, losing control and crashing into a wall. However, I don't think it is a retirement just yet. Who knows why? We'll have to see. Nope, it seems that it wasn't. And here we see Mike Hawthorne losing control of his Ferrari coming through Curva Grande, hits the fence there and loses his front right, and he is out of the Grand Prix. Towards the end of lap 1, we saw there a bunch of cars on the apex of Parabolica, so we move up into 6th place, which is kind of nice. Now chasing after Jack Brabham, and on lap 2 coming into Lesmo here, we overtake Jack Brabham, who was very slow. I suspect he lost control or something. He was trying to get his car under control. Towards the end of lap 2, we pass Lewis Evans, so we move up into 4th. We are well in the points at this moment, so we are looking good. Lap 3 here, coming into Lesmo, and I hit one of the cars, causing me to spin around. However, I keep the engine running. Interestingly enough, the car seems intact. The controls don't feel weird, so we should be good to go. And here is a replay of Juan Manuel Fangio coming into Lesmo, losing control of his Maserati, flipping it upside down, and he is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Next we have Olivier Gendebien in the yellow Ferrari. He comes a bit fast, hits the Cooper there, and kind of gets stuck, and that's the end of his race. Lap 4 here, coming around very gently, trying to get around Jack Brabham there, and we move up into 3rd position. So look, we're looking very, very good here on lap 4. And we now take a look at a replay of Roy Salvadori coming through Lesmo, losing control of his car. He then tries to get back, and there we see Gendebien coming to collect him. And then they kind of get stuck there. Someone loses a wheel, and well, they end up retiring. As we now move on to lap 5, chasing after Maurice Trintignant, and we have another replay, this time of Phil Hill losing control of his Ferrari, crashing into the barriers there, losing his front right, and he is out. Next we have Jean Berra in his BRM, losing control of his car through Lesmo, flipping it upside down, and he is out of the Grand Prix as well. Next we have Jack Brabham in the Cooper, losing control, and he actually manages to catch it quite nicely. He then tries to drive into the barriers there and eventually finds his way, but unfortunately was using too much speed, crashed into the fence and lost his front right. So he is also out of the Italian Grand Prix. We now move on to lap 6, chasing after Mustang Gregory, who is leading the race at the moment, and we see a replay of Harry Schell, who loses control of his BRM here, flips it upside down, and is out of the Italian Grand Prix as well. As we now move on to lap 7, Mustang Gregory is out of the race, so we move into the lead of the Italian Grand Prix, which is absolutely amazing for Andy. Obviously not for me. But this means that we actually, if we manage to keep the lead, we will actually improve. We will actually win the championship overall. I think that's how that works. And here is Mustang Gregory in his Maserati. He was collected by someone there, lost his front left, then got flipped, and that's the end of his race. Next we see Graham Hill coming around Parabolica in his Lotus, kind of clips through the Armco there, gets flipped upside down, and he is out of the Grand Prix as well. So a lot of retirements already, and we are only on lap 8 here, and in the lead of the Italian Grand Prix, which is fantastic, I guess. Here is a replay of Joe Bonnier, who loses control of his car and then gets confused and forgets that he has a reverse gear. So he is out of the race as well, as we now move on to lap 10. And we are slowly building a gap on Stirling Moss, who is about 5 seconds behind us at this point. And we are now looking at Wolfgang von Trips, who loses control of his car coming through Parabolica here, and we speed up the footage a bit here, and we kind of see him drive in the opposite direction, then kind of drives into the path of this Cooper, and they are both out of the race, obviously, as we now move on to lap 11, and the gap to Moss is now almost 10 seconds, so we are slowly but surely pulling away from him, as we see a back marker there getting in our way. Thankfully we didn't crash into him. And here is Tony Brooks and his VANWALL losing control of his car, flipping it upside down, and he is out of the race. He was the only one who could have posed a threat in the championship, so that's kind of unfortunate for him. This means that we do indeed win the championship, and that was Maurice Trintignant we saw there, who got collected by oh, I forgot who. Sorry about that. Anyway, we move on to lap 16 here, and we have another replay of Stirling Moss coming through Lesmo 1 here. Loses control of his VANWALL, flips it upside down, and he is also out of the Italian Grand Prix. So a lot of people lost control through Lesmo. I'm not entirely sure why, but that was a thing. As we look at a back marker there, I'm sure he'll pull to the side though and let us through without any problems. But here we are on lap 24, coming around to take the win of the Italian Grand Prix, and with that we become the 1958 World Champions. This is our 6th championship title, which is absolutely amazing. Here are the retirements, pretty much everyone else, although we had 3 finishers, so that's kind of nice, I guess. Overall, not a very impressive race, to be honest. A lot of people retired, and that's generally not good. Well, it was good for Andy, I guess, in terms of championship, but it wasn't a very good spectacle. It wasn't a very good race because, well, there wasn't any race there. But anyway, here are the career statistics, and this was Andy's 75th Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 3 pole positions, has set 14 fastest laps, his best finishes in first, has completed 52 races, 45 of them in the points, has won 29 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 4 in Monaco, has 5 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 311 points, has retired 23 times, has experienced 1,718 out of 2,093 laps, has 5 bronze trophies, 6 silver trophies, 29 gold trophies, and as an extension, 29 podiums. And here is a look at the championship standings, and he's in the lead, and obviously he's won the Drivers' Championship. Tony Brooks is in second, third Moss, fourth Evans, fifth Bruce McLaren, with Graham Hill being the last person to score points in 10th, and at the very bottom we have Juan Manuel Fangio. Now moving on to the constructors, we have Lotus leading with VANWALL in second, Cooper Climax in third, and Maserati fourth. And here the championship still hasn't been decided, so we will have to go all the way to the end of the season to see who wins. VANWALL could actually win the first Constructors' Championship if they play their cards right and manage to win the next Grand Prix, which is another new race for us, the Moroccan Grand Prix, which will be held at Ain Diab. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm quite excited to see this new track. I'm guessing you guys are as well. New tracks are always exciting for everyone, so yeah. But anyway, that was the Italian Grand Prix. quite a disappointing race, as pretty much all of them have been this season, so nothing new there, I guess. But yeah, so that is the end of the Italian Grand Prix, the end of this video. I don't really have anything to add to that. It's been the same story the entire season, so yeah. I'm just repeating myself over and over here, so I guess I should just move on, right? So, as I said, the next Grand Prix is the Moroccan Grand Prix, which is something new for us, quite exciting. However, because this comes out on the 31st of December, it means that you will have to wait until next time to see the end of the season, so hope that doesn't bother you too much. With that said, I wish you all a very happy new year. I hope you had fun this year. I had a lot of fun. It was a very interesting year, a very good year to be very honest, especially the second half. We started off with about 29 subscribers and ended up with almost 250. We're at around 230, I believe, at the moment, so that's pretty cool. So for me, that was, I would actually call that a successful year. Thank you for being with me in this year. It was fun. I'm hoping that 2018 will be even better from all aspects, both in terms of video, probably more videos, hopefully better quality if I can somehow manage to do that. I don't know. But yeah, again, that was an amazing year, and I have you guys to thank for that. I couldn't have done it without you, obviously. A channel without subscribers, a channel without viewers, it's not a channel after all. So thank you guys very, very much for being with me this year. It was fun, it was cool, and hopefully the next year will be even better than this year, so looking forward to that. So once again, Happy New Year's to everyone watching, and with that, we say goodbye to 2017, again a good year in my opinion. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. So I'll see you all in the next year. Try not to get too drunk though, so have fun, but don't drink too much, I guess. Actually do whatever you feel like. Well, it is what it is, right? You only get to experience going from 2017 to 2018 once in a lifetime. So yeah, do whatever you want, go wild. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team, link is in the description. I also have a second channel where I will be playing all sorts of different games. I've just started a new Let's Play, this time of Need for Speed Underground 2, so if you're interested, there will be a link in the description to that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for an amazing 2017. I'll see you in 2018, and as always, stay sharp.